guys, so I've gotten a few asks regarding an instructional video on teaching your dog not to jump on things anymore. And keeping in mind that, again, I'm not a dog trainer and I'm probably going to make a lot of handler errors in this video, and you should always seek out a professional trainer when training your dog. This is just a little visual guide on teaching your dog a new cue and giving it meaning. Because one of the biggest things is when your dog jumps on you and you want it to stop, the word itself, whatever cue word you end up using, be it down or off or whatever, it doesn't have any meaning to them. You have to give the word meaning to them. And the way I do it is I first use luring just for the basic activity itself. So for starters, what Daenerys and I did was we did simple up, down, up, down, up, down with hand lurings. I didn't use any commands. There was no right or wrong. I lured her when she was in the position I wanted. I gave her a treat. Then I would lure her in a different position, pelt her with a treat again. And we just do this over and over again in different situations with different objects, different times of the day, at different intervals, just getting her used to the idea of the up and down. Then what we would do is we would slowly phase in the verbal cue and reward that. And then once you've been using the verbal cue with the luring for a while, you start to phase out the luring. Daenerys and I right now are kind of in the middle. So I'm still using my hand signals to guide her to the position I want along with the verbal cues, but eventually I'll fade those out completely. Yes. Now, what are you doing? It is really weird. Where was I? See, now you made me lose my train of thought. Shame on you. Keeping in mind that I don't really care if Daenerys jumps on me or not, because she doesn't jump on strangers at all, and I don't mind when she jumps on me. I'm kind of a crap trainer in that sense. I haven't been consistent with her at all in this regard across the board. We do this occasionally, but she's not where she could be. And like I said, this is not one of my strongest training areas. So probably not the greatest person to be doing this video, but I digress. So, like I said, we're in the middle, kind of in between hand signals and verbal cues. And the biggest thing with Daenerys is she's not very food motivated, so I had to find a treat that she really goes nuts over, which I found. And so that's what I use to lure her back and forth and reward her. Now, sometimes what you'll see with the dog, and Daenerys in particular does this, is she knows, we've been doing this just long enough for her to understand the general up and down, up and down. So what happens is she'll often kind of jump the gun, where she'll go up in her up, but she'll jump down before I'm ready for her to jump down. So what I do in that situation is, when she jumps down too soon, I lure her back into the position that she was originally in, and then lure her down with the command, and then she gets the treat. So that eventually she learns that when I give her a position that I want her to hold, when I give her any position or any command, I want her to hold that until I give her an alternate command. A lot of people include the cue word wait in their training vocabulary, or stay, or whatever, and that's fine. When you're starting out with general commands, I've done it in the past too, but it's really more convenient when you communicate to your dog from the beginning by using the luring method that the position, whatever command you give them, you want them to stick with that until you give them an alternative command. So when I tell her up, I want her to stay up until I tell her to go down. And vice versa, when I tell her to go down, she needs to stay there until I'm ready for her to jump up again. And then eventually, once we move past all of this and we've solidified and given the cue word meaning to her, eventually we'll stop rewarding her for jumping whatsoever. And then I won't be asking her to jump on things unless we're, let's say, doing agility or something like that. And she'll quickly learn that the off part is the more desired behavior, since that's the only one I'm going to end up rewarding future on, so that when she starts offering me different behaviors during training times, she'll notice that I don't really reward the jumping behavior at all anymore. I only reward her for staying down. But that's as much, that's a later step, and she and I aren't quite there yet. So for today, I'll just show you the simple, up, down, luring, and small verbal cues, and hopefully it'll help. Do you want to work? Do you want to work? Yes, do you want to work? Okay. All right. No, I didn't give you a command yet. Okay, up. Yes. Okay, off. Yes. Up. Yes. Okay, off. Yes. Up. Yes. Okay, off. Yes. Up. Yes. Up. Okay, off. Yes. Up. Yes. Okay, off. Yes. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, good girl. You did good. You did very good. I'm very proud of you. Good girl. The most important thing about any training session really is attitude. Make it positive, make it fun, be encouraging. What are you barking at? No, you can't have that. That's not for doggies. She's obsessed with cars. It's a problem. To keep it positive and to quit while you're ahead. I tend to keep my sessions pretty short. I'll usually use maybe 2 or 3 of those sticks in a session, and then call it quits and continue later on. If you notice that your dog's getting really frustrated with the activity, move back to something that they're more familiar with, and then end the training session with that. So if I'm training her something brand new, let's say going through a tunnel, and she's not really getting it, or she's feeling frustrated, or I can see that she's really not into it, and she's shying away from it, then we'll move on to something she is more secure with, like a front, or hind position, or sit and down, and things like that, and then end the training session on that note. And whenever you're, and it's always good to end it with a lot of praise, a lot of encouragement, remind them that they did good and that you're happy with what they did, so that for them, working with you is the highlight of their day. And for Daenerys, you can tell when I ask her if she's ready to go to work. Yeah, you heard that. The word work in and of itself is starting to mean something to her, and she knows that it's about to be fun, and we're about to do stuff, and she's about to get a lot of treats. So that's another way to really get your dog to look forward to your training sessions, just in the same way as they would when you say you want to go for a WALK. Yeah, I can't say that one. She knows that one too. And she's more excited about that than she is about working at the moment, so we need to work on that, don't we? Anyway, I hope this helps in some small way. Like I said, I probably did a lot of handlers in there, and honestly, by the time I finish my training myself, I'm probably going to look back on this video and be like, oh gosh, what was I thinking? But like I said, just a general visual aid, like this is approximately what I do. I don't always use my knees. I couldn't find anything for this time. But you can use a box or a table, a chair, whatever you feel like using. If you have a helper, you can have them work with the helper as well. And have them kind of jump up on the helper and then lure them off, so they get familiar with that as well. And then eventually they will get the hang of it. If they try and jump up on a person, greet them, you can just say off and then reward them for jumping off, and they'll get the hang of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes. Okay, well thank you for your help, Daenerys. I appreciate it. Yeah, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know.